The F. So the F, let's look at the octaves first. So let's go above it. Now the octave is 12 distance away. Whether we go, there's no inverse of it because it's going to go around the whole circle. So if I'm in a circle and the circle has 12 steps, I can go clockwise or counterclockwise around the circle and it's still going to be 12 steps, right? So if I go up one, it's going to be, actually I should go this way. Maybe let's go this way. It's going past the 12 here, but that's okay. We're going to say this is going to be, I'll call it -5 when I go up because the distance between two strings is 5 notes except over the fault line. -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and then 0 or 12 again. So I'm going to be here. So there's the F that I'm working on. If I go up, what, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, or 12. So boom, boom. And that's actually the same note. So that means that anytime I go up a string, the octave is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets forward. Except when I cross the fault line, and there's only one time that I can go up one string and cross the fault line, that's when I'm on the B string. So if I were on the B string and I crossed the fault line, notice we're here, it would only be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up. Right, because this tectonic play, I'm going to stop saying right. I feel like I'm saying right, right? Am I right? Do you agree with me? It's like I can't hear you. You can't hear me. Why are you asking? Okay, I'm going to stop asking. I'm going to stop saying right. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. I don't need no approval. I am right. Anyway, so we're going to take this. We're going to move it to the right because the tectonic shift. So that means that if we go up one string, the octave is going to be 5 frets forward unless we're crossing the fault line, which only happens on the B string if I'm only going up one string, in which case the octave will be 4 frets forward. All right, makes perfect sense. Let's go down a string. So down a string, it's just the opposite. We can go backwards. So this is going to be -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0 or 12. So let's go here, -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or 12. So boom, boom. So, okay. So that means that anytime I go down a string, the octave will be 5 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen in one location. That would be the G string, because that's the only time that I'm going to cross this fault line if I go down only one string. So therefore, it would look like that. So therefore, if I go down one string, the octave is always going to be 5 frets back unless I'm crossing the fault line, which only happens on the G string if I'm going down one string, in which case the octave is 4 frets back. Okay? I'm asking for approval again. Okay? Is that okay? Can I say that? Or is that going to be upsetting? I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to be a talker. So let's go down. let's go down 2 strings. So we're going to say this is going to be 5, 10, and then 11, 12. 5, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to be here. We're going to say this is going to be 5, 10, 11, 12. That's possibly the most common and well-known octave to most people. So therefore, if I go down 2 strings, the octave is always going to be 2 frets up, unless I cross the fault line, which could happen on 2 strings, right? If I go up a string, I'm not going to cross the fault line because it's going to go from here to here. That's no problem, no hay problema, pero. But if I go down like here, then I cross the fault line right there, and then. And also if I was on like this string, like if that was my starting point, I would cross the fault line right here. So therefore, if I go down 2 strings, and then the octave is always going to be 2 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which happens on 2 strings when I start on the D string or when I start on the G string, in which case the octave is going to be 3 frets forward. Okay? Is that okay? Okay? Let's go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes back here. So if I go down 4, it's going to be 5, 10, and then we cross the fault line. The tectonic plate has shifted up. We've got to recognize that, or you get in the wrong location. You won't be able to meet people for lunch because you didn't realize that the tectonic plate shift the cafe up a street, up a whole block. So we go up here. This is 5, 10, 15. And so we can bring that down to 3, 15 minus 12, because there's only 12 notes, down to 3. So 3, 2, 1, 0, or octave. Boom. Shock alaka. Let's go down this way. 5, 10, and then we shift up 15. 15 minus 12 is 3, 2, 1, 0, or 12. Octave found. So that means that if I go down 3 strings and cross the fault line, the octave is going to be 2 frets back. Now, when is that going to happen? I'm going to cross the fault line here and then here, and that's so 2 times I'm going to cross the fault line out of only 3 times I can actually do that to have enough strings. Meaning, like if I was on the top string, then I wouldn't cross the fault line, so I'm still going to call that the default. But I'm going to cross the fault line here, and I'm also going to cross the fault line here if I was on these 2 strings, and I can't go down another string because then I run out of real estate, run out of strings, right? So that means, but I'm still going to call the default that I don't cross the fault lines because that's how I'm orientating it in my mind. So I'm going to go down. So if I go down 3 strings, the octave is going to be 1, 2, 3 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which actually happens 2 out of 3 of the possible times, which means that if I go down 3 strings and cross the fault line, it's only the octave is 2 frets back. Makes perfect sense. All right, let's go down 4 strings. If I go down 4 strings, I have to cross the fault line. It's not my fault I had to cross the fault line. It's the fault line's fault. It's in the name. It's in the name. It's the fault line's fault. Let's go down. If I go down 4, it's going to be 5, 10. Oh, I could find this the other way. Like I could go up and say 5, 6, 7, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Wait a sec. 5. -5, and then -6, -7, -8, -9, -10, -11, a -12. Or I could go this way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's actually better, shorter distance this way. So there's going to be the octave. So I'll just do this. If I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 strings, then the octave will always be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets forward, no exception, because there's no way I can go down 4 strings and not cross the fault line, because I can only go down 4 strings if I'm on the top string, the E string, or the second to top string, the A string, because if I was down another string, then I wouldn't have any real estate. And if I'm on these top 2 strings, the only way I could go down 4 strings is if I cross the fault line. So therefore, there's no exceptions to the rule.